Hello. I'm sure that you have noticed the strange weather patterns this past year, and sadly, that weather is just the beginning of the end for our climate. Our planet is starting to show severe signs of major climate impact, and the problem is that not enough is being done to combat this. My solution would be to start funding increased clean energy research and integration, as well as finding a sustainable way to make electric vehicles more practical and cleaner to charge. You might be wondering if I am a credible source to give this information, and I am. This is because I have done multiple studies on climate impacts and carbon emissions. I've done multiple papers about this subject, and I know a good amount about it. So, the glaring issue is that humanity's current carbon emissions is at a is like a lot, and how they finally reached a state where we are starting to see major signs of climate change. Ways to combat this would include the funding of clean energy integration and research, the conversion of vehicles like buses, planes, trains, etc., to electric or hybrid electric vehicles, as well as the need to start making electric vehicles more practical and cleaner to charge. If we do not start making the change now, the future of humanity could be very grim. And we are already starting to see obvious signs of what's to come if we don't make this situation better. Now, I can sit here and tell you that we need to reduce climate change all I want, but that is not going to change anything. What changes things like this, policies like this, is action. And these kind of things require action in order for our planet and our climate change situation to improve. So the current problem is like it's pretty much not enough is being done to like improve the research of our climate change, and there needs to be a greater amount of funding that is being allocated to climate change research and integration, and that is the key to our survival, really. And without that increase of funding, we will not be able to catch up to climate change. There are a few places where federal funding is allocated that there's some of it could be taken away. Two coming to mind are defense and social security. Well, obviously these are important. Some funding from those two could be taken out and allocated into climate change and clean energy research. That could be the push that it finally needs to start becoming sustainable. Another thing that can be done to help climate change would be to boost the integration of cleaner energy. Not enough is being done to try and integrate cleaner energy into society, which is one of the main reasons why we are still not seeing more clean energy solutions. Now, I do understand that it takes time and money to integrate these changes. However, we should do more to try and speed up that process. Things such as advanced research, more advocacy, and increased funding would boost the process exponentially. And it would be worth the headaches, because if we can integrate clean energy and transport, the effect that it would have on climate change will be monumental. Adding on to cleaner transport and energy integration, if companies and industries could find ways to use these clean methods, our carbon emissions would reduce significantly. So basically, this is because, and this is according to the website Sustainability for All, 100 companies are responsible for about 70% of the world's global carbon emissions. So if these corporations would integrate cleaner methods of production, waste disposal, and transport, it would significantly increase carbon emissions and reduce and help climate change. Now, there are many problems and obstacles with the current state of climate change prevention. However, there are solutions. These solutions include, but are not limited to, the allocation of more funding into climate change research and prevention, the integration of cleaner energy and transport into industries and corporations, as well as the integration of cleaner energy and transport into our daily lives. And with going along with those, a sustainable plan to integrate those methods so that it won't be like hectic, So with the integration of cleaner energy and transport, there will be many great advantages. However, there are still some obstacles and disadvantages that must be understood. The advantages of these policy changes are cleaner energy and transport, reduced carbon emissions, increased well-being and quality of life, as well as a boost to the economy. On the other hand, the disadvantages of these changes would be a challenging integration of clean transport, possibility of higher taxes, and the high cost of switching and integrating these cleaner solutions. And although the switch to cleaner energy and transport will be challenging and it could cause difficulties, it will be worth it in the long run. So humanity, it needs cleaner energy. Without it, we will not last. It's that simple. And we must continue funding clean energy and climate change research, as well as ways of incorporating clean solutions into society. Companies and industries need to research ways of incorporating cleaner transport and energy methods. And if they did this, we could cut down on over half the global carbon emissions. If we continue to power and move our society uncleanly, we will be facing a catastrophic change in our climate from which we will never recover. Because of this, I implore you to do what you can to advocate for climate change and clean energy research. We cannot continue without it. And I doubt you want our current generation, as well as future generations, to live in a world where they can't even leave their house without wearing respirators and protective equipment. Thank you for your attention, and I'm hopeful that you will start advocating for the change that we all need. Thank you.